Let's all go to Cargonia, land of stolen pains. Obey the quartermaster, unless he is a link. Cargo scour the station, find more stuff to take. But the boss is never satisfied until the station breaks.
Okay, so we're back with more Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We had a request from Italy to do a magic user, so, you know, we gotta support Italy. I've tried to get a few magic users off the ground, and I haven't bothered to show those to you because they haven't gotten very far. They're a lot more challenging, so you have to manage, you know, the magic points and the lack of AC, and, you know, your progression is based on spell books, which are completely random, so, I tried a wizard and got to level like 10 or 11 and had no other spell books drop, so I was stuck with what I had. But we will give it another try. So I'm going to play in 0.24 because there's some magic changes in Trunk that I don't know, I'm not especially super fond of. There's some good stuff, some bad stuff, but we'll stick with what I know. So need all help I can get. So we're going to go with Deep Elf as our species. Deep Elves have a strong affinity for all kinds of magic, but are very fragile. So yeah, they have good aptitudes for pretty much everything magical, and everything else pretty much sucks. And so here are the mage classes you can choose from. If you're just starting out, you could do like... you don't really want to do a Deep Elf to start, because their magic power is awesome, but their survivability is pretty low. So, like a Draconian Fire Elementalist would be a good start, or Gargoyle Earth Elementalist was my first magic user. Gargoyles have like innate poison resistance and some other resistances, and their AC goes up. You know, if you're like a Deep Elf, you have to manage, you know, armor versus and shield versus, you know, how much it affects your spell casting, whereas Gargoyles, as they level up, just get innate armor class. So those are some good starters, and the Elementalist will start with a book that sort of takes you down that path. Like you'll have like a weak fire spell, then a slightly better one, then a slightly better one. Same for all these Elementalist spells. Necromancer, you do some like negative energy attacks, and then mainly focused obviously on raising the dead. Venom Mage, kind of similar to these guys, except poison magic, and poison's pretty rough because there are a lot of monsters that are immune, like the undead, so you need a way to deal with that. The new magic changes really make Venom Mage more effective because it kind of branches into fire, but we're not doing that. Then there's sort of like pure summoners. You start off summoning like small mammals, and you end up summoning like greater demons and giant tentacles and all sorts of cool stuff. Conjure is probably another good starter class. So Conjure focuses on the conjuration skill, so their first book does. And then a lot of these other spells will have, you know, a fire, like fire elemental spells will have like a fire component and a conjurations component. So you're kind of good to like branch off into any damage dealing spells. But we're going to try, again, Wizard, not just because they come with a cool hat, but the Wizard starts with a book of minor magic, and it starts off with, you know, some basic spells, and it's like a broad range of utility spells, whereas, you know, these books tend to be very focused on ice magic or air magic. So this gives you a lot of utility. So in theory, you can branch off in a lot of different directions, but you're really dependent on finding some books sooner rather than later. So we will start here. So we will look. So we start off with Magic Dart. And this is our only direct damage spell, and it's kind of weak, which is why you can be potentially screwed if you don't find anything better. So, you know, its power only goes up to 4, but it has really great range. So that's good. And then we'll look at the rest of our spells as we start to level up. So I'm going to turn off dodging and stealth. I'm going to get spellcasting up to 5 and conjurations up to 4, and we'll focus conjurations because we want to get our magic dart up sooner rather than later. So if we look at our aptitudes, so yeah, pretty much everything on the left side, anything related to physical skills, we kind of suck at. Short blades and staves, we have 0 aptitude, no minus, so that's we'll probably go for one of those for a weapon. I mean, for us, training weapons will be well down on the list. We want to get our magic skills up. We're good at dodging too. But yeah, over here on the right, pretty much all our spell casting we have good to great aptitudes for. And stealth, we'll probably do some stealth. Stealth determines do monsters notice you, and then when you run away, how quickly can you lose them, I believe. So yeah, so we will start off with that. Oh yeah, so what I was going to say was we do have a bit of an aptitude for bows, so we'll pick up arrows, and we may do bow, who knows. So here's a short blade, so we'll wield that just to have it, and we will get going. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to show you. So here to cast Magic Dart, I'm having to hit Z to cast a spell, and then either A to cast Magic Dart, or I could hit Inner Ear because I've already cast it once, so it's kind of queuing that up by default. So I'm going to hit A, and then I need to hit Enter to confirm. So that gets kind of a pain versus like a berserker who you just click left and run into the monster and you kill them. So what you can do is set up macros for certain spells you're going to use a lot of. So to do that, we're going to go to the tilde key, and then we're going to hit M for macro, and then our trigger will do the F1 key. And okay, so yeah, I had already set a macro and it saved it, but we'll do it again. So we will clear that macro, and then let's do it again. Macro F1. Okay, so we're gonna hit Z to cast our spell, A for Magic Dart, and then the sort of selection enter command is signified by the period. So I'll hit enter. So now I can hit F1 and it will sort of simulate doing Z, A, and then enter. And then so we'll cast a Magic Dart at the nearest enemy. You don't necessarily always want to cast it at the nearest enemy, but here in this case there's clearly only one enemy. So if we just hit F1, it fires our Magic Dart. F1 fires our Magic Dart. So yeah, so it saves you some clicks. Enchanted Whip. So if it was like a +3 weapon of electrocution, it might be worth it, but our maces and flails are pretty low, so probably won't mess with it. Probably stick with short blades or staves. Staves. Tomato. Okay, here's a whoops. Okay, so we're up to level 2. Yeah, so it's definitely a different mindset for casters versus berserkers. You don't, less than usual, you don't want to just run in to things. As you saw, I almost got killed by a kobold throwing rocks at me. So definitely a different mindset. So we'll try on this ring. Ring of protection from fire. That's not bad. We will need that at some point. Not necessarily on Dungeon 1, but good to have. So yeah, so now we have 1 pip of fire resistance. So another robe. If we didn't like our robe, we could change clothes, but I think we like this robe. We'll rest to regain our magic points. So yeah, worms have a lot of hit points and they regenerate pretty quickly. Alright, so so we will rest up, and then yeah, so we hit level 2, so now we can look at some of our spells. So yeah, like I say, the wizard spellbook is pretty unfocused. So we have translocation, summoning, hexes, and then some conjurations. So blink is obviously, it's just like a random, translocation to get you out of a jam. So we definitely want blink. And so yeah, you just sort of blink around the level, and then as you train up translocations, it'll be a bit more effective. Call Imp is like a really low-level summoning spell. We can call little pals to fight for us. Here's a Shadow Imp, kind of like a really minor demons. He's pretty good. He has pain. There's ones that have sort of ice and blink and other abilities. And then our summonings will increase that And then we can also do slow. I rarely use slow, but you know, we could give it a try. As a deep elf, we're definitely not going to be low on spell points. So for now, we'll just focus. Let's see. So here's our spells that we have memorized. Okay, Magic Dart is almost up to full power, so I guess we could start to, let's see, summonings and translocations. We'll get summonings up to 3 and translocations up to 3. So like I say, there's various schools of thought on, you know, how many skills you want to be training. A lot of people will just train one skill at a time, but being a wizard, we're going to be going in a bunch of different directions, so I don't mind training up a bunch of stuff at once. Then again, I've been splatting a bunch of wizards this week, so don't necessarily listen to me. It's just, like I say, especially with wizard, you're really dependent on finding some books, and it's just, you know, either you find them or you don't. So we will raise our intelligence, obviously. Our strength is really low. The game used to have an effect on your inventory. You could only carry so much stuff based on your strength. Now there's just a flat amount of slots that you can have items in. So in the old days, we would have, you know, less capacity to carry stuff because of our low strength. So we would have to think about at some point, do we want some strength? But the new crawl, you don't have to worry about it. Some of the simplifications I like, others I'm not so crazy about. Let's see, keep going. So I can't remember if I mentioned, but yeah, there used to be sort of like racial weapons. Like you could find an elven dagger or, you know, a dwarven spear, and then if you were an elf or a dwarf, you would get slightly more benefit out of it. I don't think it really amounted to much of anything. It was just a cool little flavor in the game, but they really seem to focus on simplifying it, which is good in some ways, bad in others. Like spell books, if we ever find a spell book, I will show you. Oh good. We have an adder bearing down on us with no magic points. We do have a dagger. So they are fast. He's going to catch up with us any second. Yeah, here we go. So, and they're also very evasive, but we did hit him there. Okay, good. So we're up to level 4, and we feel clever. So we got another intelligence point. And so intelligence, this is called, depending on what server you're on, this is called Beam or Seam. It's like a little, if you find somebody and spectate them, and you can get it to follow you, and then you can sort of query this little database. If we do intelligence, so yeah, intelligence affects your spell casting success, your spell power, and your spell hunger. So yeah, obviously something we want to focus on. So this is centaur barding. If we were a centaur, it would be useful to us, but we're not. So we have a hat. You can't really tell. I think it's just like a little skull cap type thing. Those are random. I think the helmet would give us a little more AC, but may as well stick with a hat since we are a wizard. So here is an ogre. Yes, and see our magic dart just plink off him. Maybe some of our pals will kill him for us. Or maybe not. Okay, so yeah, so you can see our summonings went up, our translocations went up, got to level 5. So yeah, D2 is a little early for an ogre. So this is a fated altar of an unknown god. So this is basically, if you worshipped here, you would follow a random god, which might be fun, but for a magic user, we kind of want a god that's going to help us out. So we will not do that. Maybe we'll do that sometime. Okay, on to Dungeon 3. Hopefully no ogres. No ogres, no ogres. It's like no whammies. Kobold. So yeah, so we'll end up with, I don't know what kind of weapon we'll end up with. I kind of want to do long blades at some point. We have slightly negative aptitude, but if we do start to train short blades, it will co-train with long blades. So I always wanted to do that, but you know, people will generally tend to stick to what's optimal, which for us is short blades and staves. And since we're a magic user, we'll probably want a staff. Like if we get into summonings, we might find a summoning staff, which will boost our power. So +2 short sword of venom, we will definitely upgrade to that. So here's an asp. Call some buddies in case we need to run away. Yeah, get them, please. Thank you. No, pretty much me. So your summons, if your summons kill something, you don't get full XP, you only get partial XP. But, you know, oh shit. So these guys, Iguana sounds pretty harmless, but it can do 15 damage, which could take us out pretty quickly. So, I'm gonna run away and, oh, thanks for, there, that's what I was trying to do. Get them between me and him. I don't think we'll do slings. I think if anything we'll do bows. Though if we want a shield, you can't easily swap between a sword and a shield and a bow. I mean, you can, but we'll figure it out. We don't need to worry about weapon skills for a while. We want to focus on our magic skills. So our spellcasting is up to 5, our conjuration is up to 4, summonings and translocations are almost up to 3. Oh yeah, so I keep forgetting. So we can now cast, we're up to level 5, so we can now cast our level 3 spells. Those are Conjure Flame and Emphatic Cloud. And your spell levels, as you level up and as your spellcasting levels up, you get more spell levels, and then you have to use these to, well, you don't use them up, but I mean, so if we learn Conjure Flame, so now we only have 4 spell levels left, so we do have enough to get Mephitic Cloud as well. And so if we want to learn more spells, like I say, as we level up and level up spellcasting, we'll get more spell levels. And depending on, there's Scrolls of Amnesia, which will let you forget spells, but just kind of, you know, up to the luck of the draw like any other item. And then the god we're going to worship, most likely worship, will also let you forget spells. So it can be tricky. So we'll move on to Dungeon 4. There's an enchanted sling. I still think we're probably not going to... Oh, jeez. We're going to get killed by a undead centaur. Okay, so our summonings and translocations are up. So let's see. So let's do some hexes and fire. Maybe I'll do those to 4. And so at some point we're going to want to focus on our defenses too. Let's focus on some stealth, so we have good aptitude in that. We'll get that up to 5. Okay, here's some gloves, some extra AC. Yeah, now we have 3 whole AC. Wonderful. Here's a hound. Some plate armor, which we will realistically never wear plate armor. Okay, the iguana, again, they can do some serious damage, so we'll let our demonic friends take care of them. So this is Natasha. She is, yeah, she is a unique that has Magic Dart, Call Imp, Slow. She can claw for 10 points of damage. She's a Felid. Felid. She's a cat, basically. The thing about Felids in this game is they have multiple lives, so we only need to kill her. If you're a player, I've never really played a Felid, so I don't know how it works, but at some point you eventually start getting extra lives. So basically the upshot is we have to kill her 3 times on this level. So she's not trivial, because she can, again, call friends and shoot us and slow us. So I'm gonna, why are we not? Let's going to call in some of our friends just to get the pointer out of the way. Okay, so our stealth is up, fire magic is up, we've reached level 6. We will choose intelligence again. So our int is up to 25. So here, as you can see, our failure rates are doing pretty well. We haven't trained anything in Mephitic Cloud yet, so it's a little bit up there. I mean, ideally, you kind of want them in single digits. So we will get hexes and conjure flame up, and then we will... Okay, so yeah, one of the fun things about Wizard is there's some synergy between some of the spells in the Book of Minor Magic. So I'm going to cast Conjure Flame. Now, stupid animals will sometimes come right into the flame. It doesn't look like he's going to do that, but what we could do is try to cast Mephitic Cloud, if it works. Yeah, so we've confused him, so he's like, oh, I guess I'll run into the fire now. So that can be fun. Try to confuse him. Yep, he walked in the flames and died too. So yeah, so that can be fun. We have basically no mana, so I'm going to go back up. So yeah, it's definitely a different mindset than a melee class. You have to run away, and I mean, everybody should consider running away if they're in trouble, but you're often needing to run away and boost your magic points. And there are some god skills that can help with that too, and some items in the dungeon that can help. But, oh great. So this is Grinder. An inefficient shadow imp, previously employed as a torturer in one of the lower circles of hell. She has a tendency to complain and make inane statements. Looks extremely dangerous, and then you can see over here, you'll see them color-coded, so red is extremely dangerous. Hello, thank you. So she can paralyze you and has pain and blink, so yeah. Obviously being paralyzed next to something that can cast pain at you is bad. So I don't feel like Magic Dart is going to do too much. And she's resistant to poison. We could put down a Conjure Flame, but she can blink around, so it's not necessarily going to be super effective. So I may just call up some friends and see if they can help. Oh great, and Natasha too. Wonderful. Oh, yeah, she summoned one of her imps. And yeah, here comes Grinder. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here. So here's Grinder. Resistant to poison, doesn't say immune. I'm still not gonna risk it, because if we're paralyzed with 32 hit points, we're basically dead. We can see if we can try to separate them. Or, I mean, that's the thing about Crawl. I mean, we could just say, you know, I don't have the ability to deal with 2 uniques. I'm just going to move on to the next level, which is definitely an option. I mean, I feel like we can do this, though, if we can... This is dangerous, yeah, because they can see... Maybe we can get Grinder to follow us. Although, there isn't really a clear path. So let's see. Are they going to follow us? No. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't know that it can just come down here. Oh, here we go. Alright, so yeah, not really what I wanted, but here we are. Oh yeah, and I'm paralyzed. So hopefully... Shit. We are gonna fucking die. Great. So do we blind quaff a potion? Well, at least we have some AC. So I'm stuck in. Do we... teleportation would be nice. Remove curse doesn't really help us. Identify... Enchant weapon doesn't really help us. Scroll of Amnesia. We don't want to forget any of our spells right now. Oh, maybe these guys will take him out for us. He's confused right, or she's confused right now. Let's see what happens. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Yes. So yeah, our stealth went up, our hexes went up, fire magic went up. Cool. So Natasha's probably somewhere over there. So her on her own we can take pretty easily. Grinder just with being paralyzed is not something you want to deal with. So let's see, what's our... So hexes are almost up to 4, fire's going okay, stealth is almost up there. We'll get those up, then maybe we'll start to think about some fighting for some hit points. Hello. Level 7. So again, at this point, we're sort of dependent on finding new spell books to get us better spells. And again, Magic Dart is our only direct spell, damage spell, and it's already at full power, and it's just not going to do the job. So we're going to have to get sneaky and do things like that Conjure Flame trick until we can find some better spells. So Natasha's around here somewhere. We may as well kill her for the XP. So we could just wander around. We can't really auto-explore because we've uncovered the level. So what we could do is if we hit, let's see, what is it? Shift X and then Control F. Okay, so now we've forgotten everything basically. So now we can go around again. So call a buddy and get murdered. Fuck, I'm going upstairs because she could reappear anywhere. So yeah, wasn't that fun? Okay, so here's Natasha. I would prefer an imp that's not these little dumb red imps. Where'd she go? Aha, there she is. Summoning your own imps, eh? It's an imp versus imp battle. Get him! Get her! Get her! No! Oh, Iron Imp. Ugly, twisted little minor demon with metal skin. So it can hit for 12 points of damage and it has lots of resistance. So, get her! Okay, and then yeah, once you die, your summons go away, thankfully. So was that it? Did we kill her 3 times? I think we did. Blah 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 blah. Did we? Yeah. You feel Natasha's spirit has finally been put to rest. Okay. Alright, so on to level 5. Hopefully we get some spell books. There's a centaur. We're not going to need rocks at this point. Centaurs are very dangerous to us. What we could do is try to Mephitic Cloud him, and then we could just plink him with our Magic Dart. Oh, but look! There's an Orc Wizard. Or Orc... Oh shit. Didn't want to do that. Can we confuse you? No, we can't. Let's run away. So he is hasted. We don't know. I don't think we know what spells he has yet. Nothing major, but he does have haste. Let's see. Can we slow him? Bring him back to normal? Okay, so I guess if he has haste and slow, I don't know if that evens things out. So we'll call in some buddies, and then we'll just Magic Dart. Okay. Get a -2 robe. So we don't really want to go back down there. So to quickly find the stairs, if you hit Shift X, then if you do the right caret, you'll cycle through the downstairs. And then if you do the left caret, you'll cycle through the upstairs. And there should be 3 each per level. Occasionally you'll find a split level, but not too often. And this little asterisk indicates that we haven't gone down here yet. So these stairs are worse. So there's an air beast, or sky beast, who has can hit for 5 points of damage plus electricity, and it can go invisible. And then there's a phantom who can hit for 10 points of damage. It can blink around and be a pain in the ass. So let's try the other staircase. Oh good, an adder. And a jackal. Well, I'd rather deal with these guys than well, don't really want to deal with the jelly, to be honest. They can corrode you, which makes it easier for everyone else to damage you. So here's an altar of Fedos. I've never played with Fedos. It's kind of weird. You can sort of grow mushrooms and have them fight for you and stuff, but we're not gonna do that. Have we? Let's see. Yeah, we need to do some more. Oh, so here comes that. Get him. Okay, we got him. So we hit our stealth target of 5. So now we have a decent amount of stealth. Let's make it a bit easier to run away from things. Here's a runed dagger. We might pick it up. It may be something cool like electricity or something. We need to identify some of this stuff. It's a cockroach. Let's call some buddies and take care of... Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff here now. So yeah, this centaur. So we can... I'm not sure. I don't know. Can he see through mephitic? Oh yeah, he can see through mephitic cloud. So we will eat, and we will choose a different stair. So they're over there, so we will go this way. Okay, so we confused him, so now he's not going to be too bad. Alright, so what do we want to train now? Like I say, we haven't picked up any books. We don't really know what magic schools we want to focus on. And again, you can choose any background and go into any magic you want. Like you could be a fire elementalist and learn a bunch of, cold spells if you wanted. You wouldn't necessarily have the aptitudes, but it's just like a start. And then that's why they call them backgrounds versus classes, because you can pretty much do whatever you want. I mean, we could pick up a sword and shield and plate mail if we wanted. I mean, we don't have the aptitudes for it, but that is certainly an option if you want to do that. So we will, let's get fighting up to 4 and dodging up to 6. Yeah, so let's see our spell. Oh, yeah, we also need to get Mephitic Cloud going. So we'll do Air Magic, Poison Magic. We'll get Air up to 2, and Poison up to 3. And we'll grab this short bow. What the heck? I don't know. So it'll be a while before we... Okay, so we do have some stealth, so we could maybe back off. Yeah, okay. Our other option would have been to maybe Mephitic Cloud him, but then if it didn't work, he would just start... Oh, good. And Howler Monkey just yelled, so now everything's coming this way. So we'll bring this orc up. We poison him? Yeah. We just run away. Haha. Stupid orc. He has leather armor. We could maybe use that at some point. Hopefully we'll find some enchanted leather armor, though. Let's see. Okay, here comes... Yeah. Leave me alone. Okay, looks like we confused him. We could put down a Conjure Flame. Do another Mephitic Cloud. And another Mephitic Cloud. And we have no magic, so hopefully this... No, I do not want to... Okay, I think it died, but I'm going to come up here just to be safe. Alright. I think that centaur, yeah, is still out there. Okay, he's confused, so we can just shoot at him. Okay, so fighting is up, dodging is up, air magic is up, and we have reached level 8, and we got some more intelligence, so we're into 26. hopefully we'll find some equipment that boosts our... Oh, does Mephitic Cloud work on? No. So it's saying, I'm trying to cast Mephitic Cloud, it's saying we can't see susceptible monsters within range. So he at least will stay back there while these clouds are up. Okay, so we will... So we have a short bow already. Take out this orc. So we don't have any resistance to cold, so he can... Yeah, he could do up to 15 extra to cold damage if he hits us, so... Would you guys... Could you maybe... Fuck. I should have been smart and blinked, but I did not, so now... Okay, so now he is... So if I go up, he's gonna... If I go straight up, he's gonna move here. But if I go down here, I can't really get anywhere. This would actually be almost worth a teleport if... Because I have one magic point and I'm starving. It might be worth seeing if we have a teleport scroll in here somewhere. You bastard. Yeah, magic mapping doesn't help. And yeah, these fuckers, just all they do is blink. So, I can't rely on him to be between me and the ice beast. Whew, that was close. Here's an ant. I'm just gonna... Ah, fuck. No, I'm gonna stay here because our help is down here. Air magic trained up. Poison magic's almost up. So let's see. So our Collimps. I mean, I don't know. We don't necessarily need Collimp all the way. Again, this is kind of, you know, we're kind of not sure where we want to go in terms of spell schools until we find some books, hopefully, eventually. We've not found any yet. Okay, so here is the Ecumenical Temple. So we'll just auto-explore the whole thing, and then we'll talk about gods. Alright, so you can choose any god you want, and I mean, you could, even though we're a magic user, we could choose, you know, Fedas the Mushroom God if we wanted to, but there's a couple of gods that are sort of dedicated to magic. So one of them is Vehimet. So Vehimet is the god of destructive magic. He will, over time, he will just start to add spells to your library. So one at a time, and it'll be like, hey, do you want to learn Frost? Hey, do you want to learn Lightning? And then if you learn it, great. If you don't, eventually he'll replace it with another spell, and you'll have a chance to learn that one. He also extends the range on your spells. So his aids in destructive spells, I'm not sure if that's extra spell power or damage. And you do, there's a chance to get magic back on kills. So you shoot a fireball, kill a bunch of orcs, you'll probably get some spell points back. So he's good if you're focusing like on just being like a blaster caster and just, shooting fireballs and bolts of fire and, freezing cloud. And if you're just focused on damage spells. So we could go that as a wizard. That would help us. We would know we would get some damage spells sooner or later at that point. It would just be a matter of time. So that's one option. I am going to go with the other main spell god, though, Sifmuna. So Sif the Loreminder is a contemplative but powerful deity, served by those who seek magic knowledge. So with Sif, you do have an ability to regain magic points, but it's called you channel them instead. So instead of just automatically getting it back on kills, you if you just spend a turn and use your channel ability, you'll get some magic back. So we had talked about Scrolls of Amnesia. So you got to be careful when you're a magic user, because you don't want to use up all your spell points and not have any spell points left for the really cool high level spells. So with Sif, one of their skills is you can just go ahead and forget a spell if you want, which is cool. So you're never going to be really stuck, unable to learn a spell. You could always just forget something. Sif also has a cool, this is a recent change. Sif was always just kind of she will gift you spell books, and that is really useful at later levels. But that was kind of all she had. He. So recently they added this divine exegesis skill. So as you go through the game, you'll pick up spell books, hopefully, at some point. And then you'll pick and choose which ones you want to memorize. With this skill, you can, if you use this skill and it's successful, you can cast any spell that's in your library, even if you haven't memorized it, and even if it's, way above your skill level. So there's some really high level spells that it's hard to get through, hard to train up in a 3-rune game, like our Minotaur Berserker game. We got 3 runes and we went to Zot, got the orb, and got out. So there's spells like Controlled Blink, which is I think a level 9 spell. So getting that up to a castable state in a 3-rune game is kind of tough. So our Blink just randomly shoots you around, the level nearby. With Controlled Blink, you can pick your destination. So if you have Divine Exegesis, you can cast Controlled Blink, at a very low level. So that's cool. Or some of the higher level spells, other higher level spells. So I mainly want to do Sif just because, again, since we're a wizard and we, just want to see what cool spells come up. She will, I don't know. They don't say if she's a he or she. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, doesn't matter. So we want more spell books so we can just see, what kind of cool spells come up. So I think I'd rather do that than just focus on Vehimet, which only will gift you like damage, conjuration-based skills or spells. So yes, we will join Sif Muna. All right. So we made it to the temple alive, which for a wizard, when you're a crappy player like me, is nothing to sneeze at. And yeah, so Sif Muna, let's take a look. So is it Control 6, Shift 6? Yeah. So yeah, here's where our skills, and these will sort of light up as we get them. To start off, we don't have any piety, so we won't have any skills. And then, so Sif likes it when you kill living beings, you destroy the undead, you kill demons, you kill holy beings, and you destroy non-living beings. Sif's piety used to be focused on training magic. So if you had any of your magic abilities training, like conjurations or poison, you would gain piety that way. Now they kind of simplified it just to be based on kills. And wrath, yeah. So if you abandon a god, like say we joined Sif and we decided we'd rather do Vehimet, the gods will have various punishments for a period of time. So yeah, we don't really want to mess with that. So yeah, so wait, so what I wanted to show you was, I think, I don't know if this tells you or we just need to know, but yeah, her skills are based on evocation or invocation, so we'll want to start training that up. So we'll set that to like equals P8, and that will, we don't need it now, but that will affect the failure rate of our channel magic, for example, and the divine exegesis. So we'll definitely want that up for when we need it. So yeah, so for now we're training up some survivability skills. We're going to finish up poison magic and get invocations going. We could actually focus these 3 and just leave invocations training in the background. So now most of our points will go here, and a little bit will come here. So yeah, so here we are. We will pick this up again next time and hopefully find some spell books. See ya.
When we pulled into Cargo Bay and needed shotgun shells, the QM yelled at me to stop a banging on his bell. We wanted some munitions for our glorious ballad hunt, but found too late that they just hated us green-tided cunts.
And we're banned from Cargo, everyone. Banned from Cargo just for having a little fun.
We spent the whole round gearing up and stealing all their war. Now NT doesn't want us anymore. I started as a cargo tech and I had to send these comms, so I did what anyone would do and ordered 20 bombs.
Hey, can I borrow
but
that?
then an engine with a welder hit me and set me ablaze. So cargo set on fire too when the server lagged for days. And we're banned from cargo, everyone. Banned from cargo
Just for having a little fun.
We spent the whole round gearing up and stealing all their ore. Now NT doesn't want us anymore. Worked the shift as King Cargo decided to succeed. The cargo techs were sent out to take all the things we need. Foolishly, Sec challenged us and all of them did fall. The only thing that stopped us was that goddamn shuttle call. And we're
Banned from Cargo, everyone.
Banned from Cargo just for having a little fun. We spent the whole round gearing up and stealing all their ore. Now NT doesn't want us anymore.
Take it from here, Stagger.
I heard those fucking techies were building an engine. They didn't heed my warnings, they constructed an SM. Just to let them know who really is the chief. I cut the power, locked the doors, and now they're all ground beef. And we're banned from Cargo, everyone. Banned from Cargo just for having a little fun.
We spent the whole round gearing up and stealing all their ore. Now NT doesn't want us anymore. Solo!
There we go. Y'all got some yellow gloves I could borrow? Hey, is it cool if I stash this here? Nah, it's fine. I got you.
And we're banned from Cargo, everyone. Banned from Cargo just for having a little fun. We spent the whole round gearing up and stealing all their ore. Now NT doesn't want us anymore. A pizza party is reward enough for all the cargo techs. Might as well still work for this because of their nervous wrecks. Any other suggestion just might be a sight obscene. Just another fucking ship on Space Station 13. And we're banned from Cargo, everyone. Banned from Cargo just for having a little fun. We spent the whole round gearing up and stealing all their ore. Now NT doesn't want us anymore. Because we're job banned.